Hey, what's up guys? It's Greg, back with the next installment for my video series titled My Medical Journey. And today we'll be talking about the day I received my diagnosis. We left off during the last video on the Wednesday before. Now, moving into Thursday, we had already started talking with the doctors that I may be able to be released from the hospital, either within the next day or so. So Thursday was kind of busy. There were, doctors in and out. Again, still no formal answers, but they're starting to ask more pointed questions. So for example, they talked about the lymph node that was visible on my neck. They examined that. They, asked a lot of questions about it. Was this the only one? How long have you had it? Can you feel it? And really, to all those answers was no. I couldn't feel it. It did not hurt. So, on my end, I'm thinking, okay, it doesn't hurt. It's only been there for a month. Can't be that bad. Still, not thinking about the cancer potential. So, I gave them their answers. They left. They said they were going to be getting the results back on the fluid from my heart, later that morning. And that they needed to consult with a few more doctors. So it's probably Thursday around noon, and Maureen and I are sitting in the room. They had left maybe 20-30 minutes ago and said that they were going to be coming back. And I'm just, sitting. I believe at this point, I think I'm in the chair, sitting in the chair, because I was confined to the bed, but at this point, because I was feeling better, I was in the chair and just kind of watching TV. I think it was the news, and the door opens and I see the doctor that had been working with us. I saw two nurses, a tech, and the hospitalist for the hospital. Hospitalist is typically in the administration of the hospital, and they deal specifically with patient issues. Provide support and that sort of thing. So when we see all these, all these people coming in, we're thinking, okay, what's going on? This doesn't seem right. And from here, it's pretty straightforward. The hospitalist is a woman. She walks over to me. Everybody else is kind of standing in the back. She kneels down and says, "You have lung cancer. I'm so sorry." And tears are streaming down her face. Tears weren't streaming down my face because I was too shocked. I was just too shocked. It was the last thing I would have realized, that I would have ever expected to be diagnosed with, much less lung cancer. Because I had never smoked, never did anything, remotely close to something that would lead to a lung cancer diagnosis. So at this point, we have the diagnosis. We don't know the extent of the cancer. All we know is that it's lung cancer. They found it by doing tests on the fluid in my heart. That's where they found the lung cancer cells. And they told us that at this point, the best thing to do is to be released from the hospital so that I can then be referred to a cancer center. So this is Thursday. Late afternoon, I was discharged from the hospital. Maureen and I are just kind of in this just surreal state. We don't really know what to do at this point. We were going to be seeing an oncologist on Friday for more information and to officially transfer my care there out of the hospital that I was in into this the major cancer center in the Kansas City area. And so at this point, the only people that we told were close family. Very tough phone calls. I remember all of them. The hard thing is that we know we've got this just terrible diagnosis, but no action plan yet. hardly, any information about it. And I think, probably the biggest, stunning thing that I couldn't wrap my mind around was that we had not done any formal imaging for cancer. The only imaging we had done was the chest x-rays that we got when I was first admitted to the ER. And those would not have found lung cancer. There was too much fluid for a tumor to show up, and if it did show up on an x-ray, normally it's just a very, very small, faint shadow. It's not like a CT scan. So we had no imaging. We didn't know to the extent that it had spread. The only thing that we knew was that there was fluid around my heart that had the lung cancer cells in them. So Thursday, obviously a very big day. I'm going to go ahead and stop here for today. I know the videos have been a little shorter, but I think it's important to take our time when going through the initial parts of my medical journey. So I know this was a tougher video, but I'll be back once again with another video real soon. Again, questions, comments, anything you want me to expand upon, please leave it in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next